Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Mandy. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to jump on. New, allow viewers. Oh, I choose to know what that said. That was quick. So I'm outside in the backyard, hanging out, sitting here. I swear I have more clothes, but you guys, this is like one of my favorite shirts. It says Live, Love, Play. So it's definitely like one of my favorites. I think that's a good phrase to live by as well. Live, love, play. And of course, I love the bright colors. So, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to jump on. I want to talk about tips for attracting more abundance into your life. So when you jump on, comment below, say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And yeah, if you have any questions, of course, feel free to comment those below. If you choose, feel free to share this video to your timeline. Yeah, Facebook's doing some interesting stuff. I have like this whole square up at the top saying go live with Jackie, like I guess, you know, to invite people into your video, which is interesting that they even have that. Like, I mean, I know you can invite people into your video, but like they're always adding these new things. What's up, Jackie? How are you, gorgeous? I'm sitting outside. It feels amazing outside. The wind's blowing, as you can see. My hair's going all over the place. Hey, Marie, how are you? What's up, CJ? Nydia, how are you, gorgeous? Kelly, how are you? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I was going to post that I was going live, and I was like, nah, you know, I'll just go ahead and do it. I was feeling called to go ahead and share right now. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate you. Yeah, I watched it. I guess, yeah, that was last night, and I let it dry by itself, so it kind of does its own thing. So yeah, I'm hanging out here on the back porch. I was choosing to share, you know, some information with you guys about tips for attracting more abundance into your life. What's up, Rhonda? How are you, beautiful? And I think this is a really good one because oftentimes, I mean, I don't think there's any time when we wouldn't desire to have more abundance in our life. Let's just face it. So in whatever form, I also would like to emphasize that abundance doesn't necessarily have to mean money. It can mean any kinds of things, right? So you can even have abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of health, like all these things can be abundant. And so me personally, like one of my beliefs is that I live in an abundant universe, and I don't limit that just to being about, you know, finances or about money or something, you know, material or, you know, monetary. I think of it as, you know, I live in an abundant universe that everything is abundant for me, right? So I invite you guys to potentially adopt that belief as well. If that resonates with you, I think it's a good idea that we actually question our beliefs and we think about whatever it is that we actually believe and where did that come from? Is that what we actually believe, or is that maybe what our parents believed, or is that what society, you know, says or deems, you know, that we should believe? So it's kind of important that we question our beliefs on things, essentially. And so you guys probably heard me. I wasn't able to do a live Facebook video last night because I was actually on the phone with AT&T. I've been having some challenges with my phone, and interestingly enough, it's not even my phone. They're saying that it has something to do with something in the phone from me being overseas last year for 7 months, that it's almost like my phone thinks that I'm in Indonesia, to be honest, and which is where Bali is, because I was there for 10 weeks. Which is essentially 2.5 months last year. So somehow or another, my phone or these apps are doing something where my phone is a little bit confused. And so I was on the phone for probably like 2 hours last night. So I wasn't able to do a Facebook Live video, but I'm actually doing one, obviously, for you guys tonight. But once again, I got to go let the dog in. She's going to be making some racket if I don't. Once again, I did a video on Monday night where I was talking about abundance. And I want to share a little bit more about that. I actually have created a program, and we're kicking off on Monday, May 7th. And it's called Transform Your Money Story. So if you think that's something you might be interested in, actually, I'll just go ahead and post the link to that now. It's called Transform Your Money Story, and it's going to be all about attracting more abundance into your life, like manifesting and creating more abundance, obviously in every area, but specifically finances, right? Money, because let's be honest, like we can actually, you know, we can find money walking down the street. We can all of a sudden get a phone call that, you know, we've inherited some money. I actually had one of my clients, I'm not going to say any names, but I had one of my clients recently that was doing some, or investing in some coaching with me in one of my programs. And then she actually did have something similar happen. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she was telling me all about it. And I was like, that's freaking phenomenal. So after she'd been doing all this work, as far as like manifesting and creating her reality, then, you know, these things started showing up for her. Well, I apologize. My hair is doing something kind of serious today. So I just actually posted the link. And then, of course, I pinned it. So that way you guys can see it. It should be at the very top. But it's www.mandyfonville.com, how to transform your money story. And this program is going to start this coming Monday, May 7th, which I invite you guys, if it resonates with you at all, to honestly invest in yourself, to invest in this program, to learn some of these things, which are key things that I personally use to transform my mindset around money, which is obviously what allowed me to do the things that I do now, create a lucrative online business, travel the world, and essentially just do whatever the fuck I want, which is awesome. So I love what I do, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about tips on how to attract more abundance into your life. Ava says, hi there, excited about your video, looking forward to your money abundance videos. Awesome, gorgeous, I appreciate you. Yeah, so the videos will be in the program. So if you're interested, you'll want to click on that link that I just posted, and I actually pinned the comment, www.mannyfumble.com/how to transform your money story. So if you're interested in learning more about that, as far as the program's concerned, we're starting on Monday, and I'll be going way more in depth. I mean, I'm not going to give everything away on these live videos, but essentially this is for me to like spark some interest, remind you guys that it is so fun and easy, and potentially if it interests you, then you might be interested in signing up for the program. So I'm trusting my neighbor's dog is going to stop barking. Okay, so if anyone has any questions at any time, feel free to comment them below. Also, feel free to share this video to your timeline, and I invite you guys to sign up for my live notifications. So somewhere on here, I think it's towards the bottom, if you guys are interested, sign up for my live notifications so that when I go live, even if I haven't posted about it, you guys will, know, and so that you can jump on. So I have a little just cheat sheet over here because I knew with who knows what all these distractions are, and then the dog was just out here that I'll probably just write a couple things down. So the first is going to be celebrate whenever you receive money. So that can even be like your paycheck that you get every 2 weeks. Like maybe you know exactly how much you're going to make. Maybe you're on salary, so maybe you know how much you're going to make. But at the same time, every single time you receive anything, in terms of abundance, that you actually celebrate when you receive. So that could even be like as simple as like someone giving you a birthday gift or potentially a gift card. There's so many different ways that we would obviously be receiving some abundance. And so celebrating when you actually receive is a great way to support yourself in manifesting and attracting and creating more abundance in your life. What's up, Rosalinda? How are you, gorgeous? I love that conscious language you got there. Hell yeah, sister. The other one is going to be invest with ease, or if you want to call it spending money or investing money, there really is a difference between spending and investing. So honestly, like investing with ease. So when you actually make an investment in something, that you have ease around it, right? So that's actually really, really important because our energy is everything. Like everything is energy, to be honest. And so whenever you're making an investment in something, whether it's an investment in something for yourself or potentially if you require, like even just going to the grocery store, I mean, whatever it is that you have going on, but when you're making investments, that you actually make these investments with ease, and then you're able to actually, let's say, spend the money or invest the money, trusting that it's going to come back to you tenfold, like the money's going to come back. So you don't have to have fear. So often people are investing money or they're spending money, but they have fear around it at the same time. So it's like, ooh, like they're scared to let it go, because once again, that would be like the lack mentality or a fearful mentality, that they would be scared to let it go, afraid that the money would not come back, right? Or just essentially just afraid to let it go, because it's like, oh, if I hold on to it, then I'm safe. And we get to remember all these things are actually inside of us already. And so as long as we actually already feel abundant and we feel safe on the inside, because let's face it, well, maybe you don't know this, but this is consciousness. I'm going to go ahead and preach a little bit. Whenever you are looking for something in the external world to validate you or to have you feel a certain kind of way, whether it's happiness or joy or safety or prosperity or health or any of these things, whenever you're looking in the external environment or outside world to have these things, we get to remember that's not how we get these things, and that's not how we find these things. That essentially everything is already inside of us, and it's already inside of us internally, and then our outer world simply is just a reflection of our inner world. So if we're already feeling all of these things on the inside, and we feel abundant, we feel abundant, we feel whole, we feel peaceful, we feel joyful, we feel loved, we feel healthy, we feel all these things, and we have it on the inside of us, that's actually when we start to reflect it and we attract it and we create it, right? Because we are vibrational beings and we create our reality, and essentially we'll be creating that on the outside. So that's just a little tidbit in case you guys, require a little support in that area. So in other words, like investing with ease, understanding that we live in an abundant universe and that it is going to come back to you, that there is plenty of money to go around, and that there's no reason to have like that lack, scarcity, like fear mentality as far as, investing your money with ease. Another tip would be celebrate for others. So like earlier, like my mom and I, we just went to go eat dinner, had the salad bar at Jason's Deli, and then we were on the bypass or highway. I don't know what you guys call it, but we call it the bypass. But we were on our way back home, and we saw this really nice convertible Porsche, and then we saw this really nice BMW, and then my mom was like, wow, we're seeing all the fancy cars. And I was like, hell yeah. And then I'm looking at these cars, and so we can celebrate for other people, right? So instead of looking at someone else because maybe they have something that you desire to have, whether it's like your dream car or your dream house, and this can even go along with a husband and wife. Say you see two people together and they look really happily married, and say you're single, or maybe you're newly divorced, or maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend cheated on you, and you're looking at those people and kind of hating on them. It's really the other way around. We get to celebrate the success of others, and we get to be happy for those people, and that's actually how we keep our vibrational frequency open to where we can actually be vibrating on the frequency that we can attract and create this stuff in our own life as well. So that's just another example. If you see someone that's got quite a bit of abundance, and you know, if they're wealthy, whatever word you want to give it, and maybe they're driving like a certain car, or maybe they have a certain purse, or they're wearing certain shoes, or they have a really nice house, or whatever it is, like celebrating for other people, like looking around and actually noticing the abundance that you're actually seeing, right? Seeing around you, and actually just having gratitude, and then also appreciating and in a way congratulating those people, okay? And being happy for them, because them having that doesn't take anything away from you. And honestly, if you can support that energetically, that's actually how you keep your vibrational frequency in a place of allowing yourself to attract it as well. And like you guys know, like I'm so passionate about consciousness, it's really hard for me to not bring in the consciousness aspect and to not bring in the energetic aspect, because once again, if you follow me and you know, I'm always talking about how we're vibrational beings, and that, you know, we emit vibrational frequencies, and that we essentially create our own reality, and that we're attracting whatever it is that we're putting out there. So, you know, if you're like, yeah, whatever, that's stupid, and like you see some chick and she has on like whatever clothes or shoes, or maybe she's driving a badass car and that's your dream car, and maybe she's got like a hot ass boyfriend, or it could be the other way around, a guy with a hot chick, or whatever's going on. And I'm just using examples, but if you're looking at those people and you're sipping on the haterade, and you're like, you know, looking at those people saying like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, I bet, you know, her parents are rich, or, you know, I bet this, or I bet that, or he that, or I bet they won the lotto, or who knows what someone might be saying. But if you're looking and criticizing and judging other people, and you're essentially fucking jealous because you're desiring to have that for yourself, well, guess what? You're definitely blocking all energy or frequency for you to be on that level to be able to attract and create that in your own life. So, yeah, I mean, you're just creating resistance. That's really the easiest way for me to say that. Let me see really quick what you guys are saying. Jackie says, I love this so much. Celebrate. Absolutely, gorgeous. We get to celebrate everything. Ava says, yep, just click the link for live notifications. Awesome. Thanks, Ava. She says, Rosalinda says, I love your lashes. Thanks, gorgeous. I just got them done a couple days ago. Ava says, I agree to choosing happiness instead of misery just by changing our thoughts. Yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts are freaking key. Like, that is totally, that's like the master plan of all, like, is our mindset. What's up, Vanessa? I appreciate the love you were throwing at me a second ago, sister. Okay, so yeah, the other thing is celebrate when you find money. So like, you know how a lot of times you might be walking and you find like a dime or a nickel or a penny, and you're like, maybe you pass it up, or maybe you pick it up, who knows what you do. But actually, even if it is a penny, like, still celebrating when you find money, because that's still considered abundance. And so if you're actually, you know, walking down the road or walking on the sidewalk and you find a penny, celebrate that, because essentially you were at the right place at the right time to attract and create that abundance. And that one penny is no different than $1,000 or $1 million. Like, they honestly say, in terms of energy and metaphysics, if you will, or quantum physics and being in the quantum field, etc., is that, you know, like, a penny would be no different than $1 million. So if you can, like, change your mindset around money, and instead of living in a place of lack, scarcity, and fear that, like, money's hard, and like, this is all I make, and it's always going to be like this, and my parents never had any money, so I'm never going to have any money, and none of my friends ever have any money, and you know, I'm going to have to work all the way until I'm whatever age, and I better save money now because I got to be ready for my retirement. Like, there's so many things. I could continue giving tons of examples, but you guys know, like, I used to be there. Like, I completely can relate to, like, that feeling. But in other words, like, if that's the feeling that you have, then that's essentially what you're going to continue to create. So as funny as it may sound, the best way to, like, manifest and create is to pretend, if you will, that it's already done. Like, put yourself in the feeling place that it's already done. So instead of thinking that it's something that's out there in the future, that, you know, one day you're going to be able to create this abundance, or one day you trust this abundance is coming. And this can be with anything, honestly, in terms of manifestation. So maybe if you're single and you're trusting that your divine partner is going to show up, or maybe you're having health challenges and you're trusting that you're going to have your optimal health, or maybe you're trusting that you're going to go on this dream vacation, but you're seeing everything as being out there in the future for yourself, and like, it's not here now, but it's coming in the future. Well, guess what? It's always going to be coming to you in the future. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts if you guys are feeling this. If you have any questions as well, feel free to comment below this video. And as always, please share these videos if it resonates with you and you think someone on your timeline may be able to benefit. Please share. So yeah, I mean, like, if you're thinking of it in terms of, like, it's coming and it's out there, that it's not here now, then you're blocking it, because you're essentially in the energetic frequency of it always coming to you. Y'all, this is fucking key. This is gold. And when I learned this, I was manifesting like a motherfucker. Like, I can think of stuff and, like, manifest it within seconds, within minutes, or it's going to show up pretty soon. Like, if it doesn't show up right away, it's going to show up pretty soon. And it's about the feeling world. It's about the mindset. And if you're not taking time to invest in your mindset and actually think about what you're thinking about, and like question your beliefs, and like honestly invest energy into seeing like what are your reactions to certain things, or how are you feeling about certain things, or like if someone says something to you about money, like what is your feeling around that? Do you say like, oh, there's no way, I can't afford that, or maybe one day, or I wish, or blah blah blah? Like what are your thoughts around that? Are you feeling like it's something that's way out there in the future, that it's never going to be possible for you? Because I can tell you right now that we create our reality, and that if you desire something specific in your life, that you get to fucking create it. And how do you create it? You get to believe that it's possible. You get to believe that you can have it. You get to believe and trust and allow yourself to receive it. And it can't just be like you're talking out of your mouth, but deep down inside you don't believe it, because we could say stuff all day long. So if you're just continuing to talk stuff out of your mouth, but like deep down inside you're like doubting yourself, you're like, yeah, right, I probably never will be able to have that, or yeah, right, I probably never am going to be optimally healthy, or yeah, right, I'm never going to be able to take that dream vacation, or whatever it is. Well, then that's what's going to keep going, because essentially that's how you're vibrating. So whatever it is that's your deep beliefs, like deep down to your core, you might be saying stuff out of your mouth all day long, and you might be wishing and hoping for things, but if you don't really believe it, then you're not able to fully shift yourself into it. That's why anybody who is like a billionaire or a millionaire, or someone who's super successful and who's prosperous, they actually invest time in their mindset, whether it's journaling every single day, meditating, saying affirmations. Also, you can also honestly get, support from other people as well with like emotional release therapy, which is something I've been doing like every single week for the last couple weeks. I think it's been like 3 weeks now that I've been doing that. And I've done it a lot before in the past, but I've been doing it more recently as well. So if you find yourself having energetic blocks, and maybe you're doing all these things to try to support yourself, but you're just not breaking through, then potentially you require some support from someone else to be able to support you in like getting over that hump, or breaking, like I said, those emotional blocks that potentially you may have, because maybe you grew up in an environment where money was hard, and maybe your family didn't have a lot of money, and maybe it was a challenge, and maybe your parents had to put stuff on layaway, and maybe there were times when you went hungry. I mean, there's so many examples that I could give. So if you have a lot of stuff from your childhood that's deep rooted in there, and this can have to do with anything, but I'm specifically relating this to money because of my program that's coming up on Monday. If you guys are interested, once again, I'll talk about it really fast. You can check it out, but you can click on that link, MandyFonville.com/how to transform your money mindset. And you can click on that link and you can get all the information there. And we're going to start Monday, May 7th. Which is why I'm specifically referring to abundance, but at the same time, this honestly can go for anything. And so depending on the kind of environment that you grew up in, potentially what you had going on in your childhood, how you felt as a kid, like where were you, what was going on in your life, like that's really a big deal. Then a lot of times you can see how that stuff is played out into your adulthood. If somebody can do me a favor, it's like really windy out here, so if someone can just comment below and let me know that it's still good. I'm like cupping my hand like down here around like the microphone area just to be sure that the wind's not blowing in there. But if somebody can just let me know, we're all good. Because if the wind's really blowing into the phone and you can't hear me, then I'm just going to go probably in the house real quick. So if someone can just do me a favor. Hey, what's up, Chemo? I saw you just jumped on. What's up, Elizabeth? Thanks for jumping on, sister. But I'm trusting we're still good here. So in other words, it's really important, though, to kind of question your beliefs. And honestly, if you're not investing time every single day in your mindset and you're just kind of going with the flow, I mean, not that I don't agree with going with the flow. That's like my motto, right? Definitely going with the flow. But if you're not actually questioning your mindset or questioning your beliefs around things, and yeah, maybe you have this mentality about abundance with lack, scarcity, and fear, and all these types of things, or maybe it can be related to, attracting your divine partner, but you don't believe that you're worthy of love, but yet you're like talking out of your mouth all the time that you can't wait till you meet your divine partner, and you're ready to meet your divine partner, and your divine partner is showing up, but maybe deep down inside you have a lot of energetic blocks that you don't feel that you're worthy of love, because potentially it's stuff that happened in your childhood. Like I can honestly say I've had a lot of challenges myself, like growing up with stuff from my childhood. And so yeah, I'm single, I've never been married, I don't have any kids, and yes, I've dated, I've had really long relationships, but I have not met my divine partner. And I give my divine partner full permission to transcend. And what that means from like an energetic standpoint is that I'm open and willing to receive, and I'm giving my divine partner permission to transcend and to show up in my life. But yeah, I think for a really long time I used to say that a lot, but I didn't say it like that because I wasn't clearly conscious. But I used to feel into like meeting my divine partner, or my Prince Charming. I didn't even call it divine partner back then, right? I would just say like my future husband. But at the same time, I was really closed. Like my heart was really closed because I'd been through a lot of pain and drama and trauma and things like that from my childhood, essentially surrounding like, my dad and my mom got a divorce when I was really young. My stepdad was abusive to my mom and my brother. Like physically, I think I got some spankings, but like I just grew up in an environment where like, for me, I was scared, right? Scared of love and scared of being hurt, and like scared to fully love. And yeah, didn't feel worthy to actually even be loved, to be honest. So that's stuff that I've actually been investing quite a bit of time and energy in over the last, I don't even know how many years it's been, to support myself there. And yeah, I just think it's really important that we start to question in whatever it is. And so whether it's abundance or whether it's about love or maybe it's about your health, it could be about a number of things, but it's really, really important. And I invite you guys and encourage you to consider these things. And if you require support, please feel free that you can always reach out to me as well. You can comment below on this thread. You can send me a private Facebook message. We can talk a little bit more about it. But I absolutely love what I do. And I've been through so much shit. And I know now that I've been through all that stuff because I'm here to be able to support other people in transforming their lives. So a long time ago when I was in the throes of everything, I just couldn't imagine, or I didn't understand why. But like now, because I've just transformed my entire life, I can honestly see why I went through the things that I went through. And I think it's really beautiful. So I can celebrate that. Okay, I appreciate everyone's feedback as far as the broadcast. Thank you guys so much. So let's see. Yeah, and so I was talking about a second ago about celebrating when you find anything, even if it's just a penny, like celebrating whatever it is. And then also, this is kind of a good one. You guys probably have heard this before. Like Jim Carrey's talked about this before. I choose to remember the other guy's name, but he wrote that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And they both have talked about, like Jim Carrey specifically has talked about in videos. I know for sure, like that there's a video on YouTube where he talks about it. But basically he talks about where he took a piece of paper and he made like a fake check and he wrote his name on it and he created like a fake check and he folded it up. Like this is a little bitty piece of paper, but he like took it and created it and then he folded it up and he put it in his wallet. And, you know, how many ever years, I think it was 10 years later, whenever he did that movie Dumb and Dumber, he actually got a check for that exact amount. And he talks about like manifesting and creating. And as you know, Jim Carrey, he's obviously very conscious and very awake. And so he talked about how, like, you know, how many ever years before, I believe it was about a 10-year difference, where he actually created this fake check and he carried it around in his wallet and he looked at it all the time. And then, you know, he started getting these movie roles and doing everything that he was doing. And then he literally got a check for that exact amount at whatever point after doing the movie Dumb and Dumber, which is incredible. I think it was for like how many ever millions of dollars. And then I choose to remember the guy's name, but the one who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, he talks about the same exact thing, that he actually made a fake check and he put it on his ceiling. And so every night when he would go to bed, he would look up to his ceiling as he was laying in his bed and he would look up at it, and then he would put himself in the feeling place and he would look at the check and he would trust and he'd believe and he'd have faith. And that's really what it is. You either have faith or you don't. You either believe or you don't. You can't be half in and half out when it comes to manifesting and creating in your life. Just like, you know, you can't be half-ass pregnant, right? You're either pregnant or you're not. And so, you know, with manifesting and creating your reality and creating your dream life is really about trusting that you can have whatever it is that you absolutely desire, and then believing that it's going to come to you and having faith. And even when you have that slight doubt like creep in, like, yeah, right, there's no way. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, whenever I decided to move home here with my mom to be able to create my lucrative online business so that I could travel the world. But it was like in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, like I really wasn't sure if I was ever going to travel the world or when that was going to happen or how that was going to happen. And I wasn't sure. And so every once in a while I would have some doubts about it. And I would be like, yeah, right. Like that's for those other people that I follow on Facebook that's doing all these big things and traveling all over the place. And, you know, that's them. And I would have doubts. But what really is the key is that we understand that it's a practice and it takes consistency. And so even when you have those doubts and stuff creep in, that you still support yourself in staying consistent to pull it back in, to reel it back in, right? Reel it back in and remind yourself that, you know, whatever phrase you use, I like to use the word God, but like I am a part of God. I believe that. Like God is everywhere. God created me. God is in me. You know, everything that I'm looking at here right now, this chair that I'm sitting on. So you can use whatever word resonates with you. I'm not here to tell you what to believe in, but you know, God, source, creator, universe, essentially, whatever word you believe in, I'm trusting we can all agree that there is a higher power and that there's something that created us. In other words, whatever it is that created you is a part of you as well. You are an extension of that. You are an extension of God, source, creator, universe. And so, you know, it's like, do you doubt that that you're an extension of source? And do you doubt that you wouldn't be able to have exactly what you desire? And I choose to remind you that if you have desires in your heart, like already done, they're already here, they're waiting for you to line up and become a vibrational match so that they can come into your life so that you can attract them. And if you're not attracting them for some reason at all, then you just get to do a little bit deeper mindset work, and potentially you require maybe some support in getting, releasing some of those emotional blocks. Like maybe once again, you're saying all these things, but subconsciously you're not really in agreement with it, and like you're having a lot of doubts. And so for some people, it's really easy to manifest certain things, but then they have their problem areas where it's really hard to manifest manifest certain things as well. And I have examples of that. Like I can tell I can manifest certain things really easily because I have no doubt at all about certain things. And then there's stuff that I actually desire to manifest. And, you know, I continue to work on it and continue to invest the energy, and then they're not showing up, or it's not showing up. And then that's when, like I said, I do like muscle testing, if you will. If you guys have ever heard of muscle testing, that's something called kinesiology. Like feel free to Google that. But I do muscle testing around it. I'll get some support like from my naturopath or whoever that I have supporting me to do some like emotional release work around it to like see exactly what's going on, because maybe consciously like I'm desiring all these things and potentially I'm investing all the energy and the things that are required. I'm doing the daily work, I'm doing the effort, I like to say doing the fucking work, because a lot of times it's stuff that we don't necessarily want to do, especially when it comes to like digging up some of the old stuff from the past potentially that we would require feeling into and loving and releasing and transforming and transmuting and letting these things go to actually be able to shift our beliefs around certain things. And so sometimes it's the less than desirable work that gets to be done that supports us in creating our new reality, like breaking through our internal program, which was developed when we were at such a very young age, when we actually didn't have the intellectual capacity to understand all these things that were going on in our life. And that's when we actually developed this program in our subconscious mind. And the life that we have now as adults is essentially a result of our subconscious mind. So I know I just kind of went off on a tangent, but man, I just start hearing and feeling and things start coming through and I just can't stop. So I appreciate everyone who recently just jumped on. Augustine, happy birthday, by the way, Augustine. I choose to know if it's, I think it was yesterday or a couple days. I choose to know, but happy birthday. Gina, how are you, gorgeous? Thanks for jumping on. What's up, Matt? Michelle, how are you? And let's see. Yeah, thank you so much, Ava. Jack Canfield, that is his name. So that was the example I was giving about like create something fake for yourself, like create a fake check or whatever it is that resonates with you to support yourself in manifesting and creating. Like that's why vision boards are so powerful. So if you choose to create like a fake check, if you choose to carry it around in your wallet, I think it's actually Louise Hay that I heard one time that talks about taking actually like a $100 bill and putting it in your wallet and always having it in there. And then every single time you go to get money out of your wallet or money out of your purse that you're about to invest, right, to buy anything that you require, that you actually go and you see that money there and you know that it's always there. And that's also a form of reminding yourself that we live in an abundant universe and that you're always safe and you're always protected and that you're always basically going to have that $100 no matter what. I'm pretty sure that was Louise Hay, but that's also a good little tip, you know, if you're actually able to do that. And maybe you can't do $100, maybe you can do $5, maybe you can do $10, maybe you can only do $1, maybe you can do $20, do whatever resonates with you. But the goal here is, if you guys haven't found the common theme of my video yet, and I'm trusting that you guys have, because I know that you wouldn't be here if you weren't on the same frequency as me, and you wouldn't be absorbing. I try to say absorbing. I choose to know what that was. I combine words a lot because I think so fast. You guys wouldn't be here if you weren't on the same frequency, and obviously you're absorbing this information. So whatever works for you, but the underlying theme of this video is essentially on how to manifest and create, whether it's abundance or no matter what it is to be able to put yourself in the feeling place, A, and B is to trust that it's already done. Trust that it's already done. Trust that it's already here right now, not that it's something that's coming to you. Because once again, if it's like something that's coming, if it's something coming, and it's something that you want, which is why you guys hear me talk about conscious language a lot. Like if you're saying that you want something, you're always going to be in that place of want. Does that make sense? So if we want something, quote unquote, we want it. What is the energy of the word want, right? Usually if you want something, it's almost like you want it, but you don't feel like you can have it. You don't have it yet. It's not here yet. I want it. So instead of wanting something, that's why I'm really passionate about teaching people about, conscious language in the essence of using a different word that gives you a different vibrational frequency, right? It puts you on a different vibrational frequency and it feels differently to you. So if you say I desire something, or I choose something, or I require something, like all these words are essentially keeping you in a vibrational frequency that you're still in a place of trusting and that you're desiring it, you're requiring it, or you're choosing to have these things, but you're not in that vibrational frequency of want. So you can do this little example with yourself. Like if you said something out loud, like I want that Coach purse, okay? And how does that feel for you, right? Maybe you're in touch with this, maybe you're not. If you're not, then it maybe will take a little bit of practice for you. But like, what do you feel like when you say you want something? And then what do you say when you say I choose to have that Coach purse? When you're saying that you choose to have something or that you desire to have something, it really can support you in staying in a certain vibrational frequency that allows you to actually attract it and to be able to create it to where it actually will show up in your life, right? Whether it's because you get some abundance, some extra abundance that you weren't planning on getting. Maybe your boss gives you a bonus. Maybe you find a $100 bill in the parking lot. Maybe you receive some check in the mail for some inheritance. Maybe one of your best friends says, hey girl, I know you've always been desiring this purse. Here you go, you know, just because you're one of my favorite friends. Or maybe your husband or your boyfriend buys it for you. However it chooses to show up, but trust me, it will fucking show up. Nydia says, I just designed pictures for a vision board today. OMG. Yeah, Nydia, that's awesome. You have been confirmation all week, girlfriend. Absolutely, because we're all one. We're all one. I knew it was going to be something around that. That's so funny. Ava says, perhaps kinesiology will help break through my blocks. I combine words too. Yeah, so kinesiology is amazing. I mean, it can support you in so many different ways. And I honestly, in one of my programs recently, I taught them how to do muscle testing, where you can actually do muscle testing and stuff on yourself. So it's a great way to actually see where your subconscious blocks are. Because once again, you could be saying a lot of things out of your mouth about, you know, what you're choosing to create and what you desire. But if your subconscious mind doesn't line up with it, which chances are if it's something big that you have a lot of resistance around, because potentially it's something, you know, from your childhood or from your past, and it's a way that certain things were created, and so therefore it's in your internal program, you do get to shift that. And so you might be thinking that you're shifting it, but essentially you might not be. And so that's why kinesiology or muscle testing would be ideal in that case as well. Hey, what's up, Rhonda Fry? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Chris also? Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see, I have one more thing, I think. Wait, put fake money, manifest. Okay, no, that was pretty much it, because I already wrote the manifest as far as feeling that it was already done. I had already talked about that, because that's kind of, once again, like the theme of this video. So I'm mainly talking about tips for attracting or creating more abundance in your life, but I also was tying it into manifestation in all areas, like not just with abundance, right? So I'm trusting, whoa, check out my hair. This weather is awesome. So I'm trusting that this video really resonates. Oh, here comes Tilly. I'm trusting this video really resonates with you guys, and give me some thumbs up and some hearts. If you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask me. Also, I want to mention to you guys that if you're in the Bryan-College Station area, or even if you're not, I actually have 2 ladies that are flying in for my VIP event. So you don't even have to be here local. You don't even have to be in Texas. Like I said, I have 2 ladies that have already registered, that are signing, or that have signed up and registered for my VIP event. Come on, Tilly. You want to be on the camera? She's always star of the show. She's such a pretty baby. Oh, she's so sweet. We got to show the baby. Oh, yeah. She likes to give kisses. So in other words, I've already had these 2 ladies, and they're both coming in from like out of state, and the event is here in Bryan-College Station on Saturday, May the 19th, and it's going to be fucking epic. I actually posted about it on my timeline earlier, so if you choose when we jump on this video, you can feel free to scroll down my timeline and you can see the information, but not all the information is there. So I would love to give you guys more details specifically about what we'll be doing at the event. And once again, it's on Saturday, May 19th here in Bryan-College Station, Texas. It's going to start at 11 a.m. I would really love for you guys, if it resonates with you, to join me at my event. It's called Women Unleashed, and it's going to be all about, honestly, unleashing the amazing, epic woman that you are inside of you, transforming your life in whatever area you require transforming your life in. I promise you, you will not be the same person when you leave this event. I can guarantee you that. You will not be the same person as you were when you walked into the event. And I don't really even know how much more I can even emphasize and stress that, but I guarantee you that it will definitely be worth your time and worth your investment to come to that event. So if it resonates with you, then please, 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 please reach out and let's talk more about it. I would love, love, love to meet you in person and to support you. And it's going to be fucking epic. That's all I can really say. I'm trusting that that resonates with you guys. And so once again, this video is about abundance and about tips on how to attract more abundance into your life. And I've created a program that we're starting this coming Monday. Tilly is so funny. I created a program that's starting this coming Monday, May the 7th, and it's called How to Transform Your Money Story. And so I posted the link to my webpage, and I also pinned the post. And so you can actually click on the pinned post and you can read all the information about what's included in the program. Starts Monday, May 7th. It's going to include 4 live videos. I will literally be teaching you live, more in depth, obviously, than what I've just been sharing in this video. But I'll be teaching you guys live for 4 videos, as well as a ton of other stuff. So it's super amazing. Check it out. Hey, what's up, Chris Jeans? How are you? I'm pretty sure that was your profile picture I just saw. So definitely check it out. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below this video. Or as always, just send me a private Facebook message. I appreciate everyone who was on the video tonight. Feel free to share this video to your timeline or to tag anybody in the comments below that you desire to see this information, and turn on your live Facebook notifications so you can keep getting notified when I go live. And you are fucking amazing. Don't forget that. You create your amazing, awesome reality. Keep creating your beautiful life. And if I can support you in any way, then please reach out and let me know. So I look forward to chatting with all you guys soon. Good night from me and Tilly, and I'll chat with you guys later. Bye. Love you guys.